Hello, everyone. How's it going? Immediately doing the gotcha. Hello. Whew, happy Monday. Oh god, it's only Monday. It feels like the whole week has gone by. I don't know. I am doing alright. My cough is a lot better, so that's great. I can finally be rowdy and do silly things and probably won't screw up my voice. Technically the week has gone by. I mean, last week did. But like, it feels like this week has gone by. Maybe I am seeing the future. If I consider Sunday to be the end of the week. You know, personally, I've always kind of seen Sunday as the beginning of the week. But like, it's kind of that weird middle ground, you know? If I were to look at it on like a calendar, I'd be like, yeah, Sunday's the beginning of the week. But in terms of like things that you're doing, it's the end of the week, if that makes sense. I don't know, we're in a weird time loop anyway. Time is a circle and an illusion and a hologram, and it's just great. Spun through today? Fair. Listen, it's all circles, all the way down. So sometimes you just spin. Actually, one time I had a dream where I went through the entirety of Monday, woke up on Monday and went, wait, hold on. It was a really, really weird time. Like, I went through class and stuff that day, it was just very normal. And I confused myself. Speaking of confusing myself, I can't wait to get confused by glasses again. Thought you went through Monday. I mean, today is Monday, and it's like kind of the end of the day now. I don't know, it's dark out, so that's close enough, right? Right. I don't like how dark it's getting so quickly. Oh well, my sense of time is already screwed up anyways. This is why I beat up Kronos, you're right. Sometimes you just have to take it out on time itself. But... oh wait, hold on, that's Silhouette. Is it time to meet Herlock Sholmes? Mr. Sholmes himself? I still think it's really funny that they made it that his name. Oh, I guess I could have done it last time.
In a corner of that
too late.
Dark room,
Sholmes!
and I waited
Sholmes!
with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, dashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view.
Ooh, Telltale Heart it.
Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred.
A snake?
In
Oh.
front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had
That's so mean! It's just a little guy. Listen, a snake isn't gonna attack you unless you provoke it or scare the heck out of it. Unless it's like a cobra or something. Those guys are smart, and smart creatures are very willing to strike. Oh? Huh?
Let us unravel this mystery and discover what events
Huh?
this curious murder.
Wait, why is she here?
Do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So,
Are you sure?
this would
That
appear to
thing
be
is
locked
off
room
its hinges.
mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor.
Fail.
Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word.
Ah,
So the victim was a Russian man then.
I can't read that. There we go.
Formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script.
Ocarina. Don't open it?
And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a
Are you gonna shoot the door? What the heck?
This paper seems
Oh!
by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait. That
No, I'm here to steal the evidence, like that other guy did.
In less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
I get it, because there was paper.
The culprit is in there.
Who are you, and where have you come from?
Say it, say it, say it.
British consultant
Do
detective,
it.
Only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume
I'm sorry.
you must have heard of me.
I'm gonna laugh every time I hear his name. Isn't Naruhodo in the closet? Is he gonna be framed again? Oh my god, is he gonna be framed again? My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Oh my god! He really got framed for another murder? Dude! I can't imagine it's been very long. How many times are you gonna have to get— oh my god, okay. This is fine, this is fine. Wait, I can't move. Dude, how do you keep getting into this situation? What the— why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, I'm assuming— oh, nope, I thought it was Herlock. It was not. Herlock. I'm just gonna call him like Herlock or his luck or their luck. I spent 2 streams on the tutorial case. Case 1 is really long. It didn't really— like, I did, like, have points where I, like, sat and thought for a bit, but, like, it's just really long. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are true cold-blooded man. I think even for an Ace Attorney game, like, this is the case 1 was, like, longer than usual, right? It's been a while, actually. You found me then. Duh, we found you. And now you big criminal! I could hear the difference between the K and the C. I'm not gonna do the accent. I can't do the accent. Not convincingly. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, sorry. I'm guessing that he just assumes that he's been put under arrest for stowing away illegally, and not for murder. And he doesn't realize that he's been put away for murder yet. Sorry. Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the— oh, stop! You can't solve the murder with more murder! No, I'll tell you everything. Okay, so is this Sholmes? I'm gonna try it again. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that— dang it, it isn't! Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato? Wait, what did you just say? There it is. Can solve fight fire with fire, why not solve murder with murder? I mean, I don't even think you should be fighting fire with fire. I don't think that's gonna put out the fire. Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Oh my god, where is Kazuma? Wait. No. No! No, they didn't! They didn't. No, 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 no. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You pretend you do not know you are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. Oh no. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. No, 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 not. No! Why? Oh my god, he really is Mia Fey. You can't just. He was the best boy! You can't just. No! Oh, shoot. Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Mia Fey, but without the physics engine. Man, that's rough. No! Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Well, no, that would not be my first thing. My first thing to say is, oh god, my bestie. And second is, I didn't do it! Was it the cool guy? Yeah, it was the guy he was the cool guy. He was the supportive bestie. You know, and they were classmates? They're no longer classmates. Oh no. Well, Cosmo's dead, but he can't be. And these handcuffs, surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! But I didn't. Yep, there it is. No! No. Kazuma. It was just 2 weeks! It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find— oh, wow. Okay, it was his idea. Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Well, that is very small, yeah. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. Won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England, together. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer! Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right! I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know.
Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too.
Oh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Okay. Well... He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So, presumably, that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. Oh, I was about to say that exact thing.
That's true, yes.
Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say. You were here in the cabin, after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wonder.
I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside...
Man...
There was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor.
What's that purple glass on the ground? Questions for later. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is all very hard to believe for me, too. Trust me.
Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
Yes, alright. Oh, my head feels so heavy. Still throbbing like anything. So, like, either we were knocked out, or physically, or drugged, I feel like. I don't know, it feels like something like that happened. Alright.
Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
No, that would have been impossible, obviously.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you. But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. Kazuma really did just say, I'll tell you later, and then 2 weeks later? Nothing. We could have been told at any point, right?
I don't understand.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you?
It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial.
How's it going? Kazuma's dead!
I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself.
Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. Kazuma got me a fade!
You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that.
But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then...
Then what?
Nothing. Forget it.
What? What does that mean?
Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on this ship, I mean.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. Oh, yeah, we got drugged. Okay. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. And after that, I
Fell asleep.
Well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed.
Well, yes. If I were to guess, someone tried to drug Kazuma and then kill him, quietly, but because he didn't eat that food, there was a struggle and Kazuma was able to leave a message behind. Throwing things at the wall for right now. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Come on, you're smart, right? You can come to the conclusion that he was probably drugged.
Also, thank you.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it.
Never stop congratulating? Well, never stop saying that you should check out Ven and Q, the artist in Rigor. I have links for them in my About in Twitch. Also, on all the other things.
You should go follow them.
Sato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this.
Ugh. Do we know what that says? I don't know Russian, but Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ugh, I can't take this!
Don't try to go anywhere! You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Oh my god! Did you just flip? KO. What the?
That was a Susato takedown.
Susato what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry, prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to?
Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago. You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. If I were to guess, then the paper, right? We can't possibly have put the paper onto the wardrobe without, like, ripping it or something. Like, there's just no way for us to actually do that. I don't think so. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Yeah, I mean, well, it's the only one we have, but it also just makes sense.
Yes!
Yes! Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So, naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
Oh no, don't apologize at all. Like, I will say, sometimes Ace Attorney does make leaps that I don't really expect. We'll see. I'll probably be in the same boat at some point. Well, we are on a boat. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. There we go, we did it! If only we could convince everybody else of that fact.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up?
Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she think I am, a magician?
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh.
I shall be watching you, to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear. I will avenge your death. Magic is illegal. Well, I move where? Trapped in here. Alright. Oh, shoot, he's here too. Okay. So, this has been bothering me. What the heck is up with this? Do I just... boop? What do you think this is? Looks like a broken piece of glassware. Also a weird mark. That is not the same in the picture as it is on the actual floor. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? Oh.
And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Dried blood, maybe? Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Dried blood, maybe? Which says that it was done much earlier.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san?
Are you giving me tutorial? You're giving me tutorial.
I'm sure you're careful to look all around using boom, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
I investigated one thing. I haven't even started. Yeah, let's do that. Suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Okay. Oh, shoot. Tells me that I've already looked. Cool. Well, there's his sword.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yeah, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
Well, I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Wait, why did he have to convince them so hard to bring a sword with him? Didn't all of the British people who went to Japan have a gun? Like, both of them had guns. Just on them. How is that less dangerous than a sword? Now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Can she commune with the dead? I don't know, is she the Maya Fae? What the heck is this? That's my dinner from last night. Roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh no! Does that mean... Or Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly?
Is that your first concern?
It's just too horrible.
Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. So yeah, whatever drug was in there did not... Oh wait, what? Oh, that's from the... Okay, that's just the knife from that.
There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yeah, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
No. Did he pass out, like, immediately after, or did he get into the wardrobe and then pass out? Because, like, I feel like Cosmo would, like, notice something was off about his friend. Maybe. Seigi. The Japanese word is for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart.
Very decisive.
Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on this ship?
Ah! Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. Cool, I'm just getting roasted. I can take a look at the door.
When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open...
I'm guessing that's where the bolt, yeah.
This bolt had been firmly closed.
It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy. And it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. Are you I assume we are! I can't wait for case 3, 4, 5, 6, or however many there are, where we get framed for every single crime. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Okay, part of me wanted to bring that up, actually. That particular thing, because I remember seeing that in, like, an episode of Detective Conan when I was little. And I just thought, oh, maybe it wasn't a locked room mystery, but I guess if they brought it up like this, that is not what happened.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think the reason I didn't end up saying anything is because, like, the door itself, it does look like kind of like a sub door where I don't know if it would work. If it did, there would be like thread there or something, and I don't think we found anything. We're Maya's forefather and therefore always incriminated. Oh, this is where the curse begins. Maybe it's contagious. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Okay. Warning. What is the warning? These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Are we... Okay, I am predicting the roast here is going to be that we're going to be called a pet. I have this weird feeling. Yeah? What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
Oh, ouch!
I can't decide.
Both of these suck! If I'm the dangerous object, then it's just like, so you did it. I don't want to be a pet. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, you all have toppled the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although, he's fallen over as well.
Oh, shoot. If they've all fallen over, then that might be how the table, like, where fell onto the ground? Possibly? Yeah, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. Everything mown down at once. Turbulence?
I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps... It was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Yes, probably.
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess.
No! Don't tamper with the crime scene! Too late. I wonder if the order in which it was set up is pertinent either. There's a book here too. Not important book though.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yeah, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes, I see it says, "This way up," in Japanese.
Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Maybe there was cushioning in there to make that a little bit more bearable.
This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
Ooh, wait, what was he writing? London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
Hiya! That's out of the question. Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Girl.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Listen, Kazuma would let us read it. I'm pretty sure he would. Ink? Nope, I cannot look at the ink. Ink is forbidden. Can I look at the message? I don't think she's being sus. She's just being a little bit much. I really don't think she's sus, though. She's just a very, I don't want to say reverent. Like, she holds him up in very high regard. That's a way to put that. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor.
I wish I knew what that said.
Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage.
Did he know Russian? That's the question.
Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
Like, it's really, really weird that he would be writing it in Russian, right? Also, well, we'll see. Yeah, he is. He got me a fade. It's distressing. Also, we got framed for the murder again. Looks like Russian, part Greek. I don't know either of them, so... I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? Was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san.
What? Then what language is it? It's not English, because I think that he knows it too.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Oh, that's fair. Man, I wish that the historical linguistics was like on rotation when I was in school.
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Wanna ask the crewman, who's like right here? Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but is not true, I see. Sorry. The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing, either. He's convinced you're guilty.
He might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yet, of course not. Now back to the corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Interesting. I think that's everything here, so... Checked that. Does the chair count? No. The wardrobe? Hey guys, they vented! They vented! They did the sus! Okay. Looking at the wardrobe.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So, yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not. Okay, we look at the vent.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that?
I suppose. Maybe that's it. Huh? Where did he come from? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago, or a second ago. He just appeared. I'll assume he spawned from the you know, the little announcement tube. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Maybe.
Oh, how did he...
Yeah, how did you? You've noticed the man too, have you? Also, why is he on the desk like that? What is he looking at? I've no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Best man? No! That was Kazuma!
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case... If you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Cool, I have them in my sights. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
Alright. Oh, I can't click that. I have to examine him. Okay, this isn't anything anyway. Alright. I don't understand greatness. Greatness is dead! Kazuma's dead! Excuse me? Excuse me? Do you have a moment?
Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation.
What are you looking at, dude? Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Okay, cool. Wah! Hi! What did he say? I got too spooked. Greetings, I hope I haven't kept you long. He's gonna bring the table, he's gonna, I don't know. He surprised me. That's all I'm saying. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Ah, he has me in his sights. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh, yes, everything is clear now. What? The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me? Sorry, what? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true, at least. What? Yeah, literally. Also, guess ad is starting soon, so I will take a brief pause here. Just chill, chat with people. Hello, how's it going? This guy's weird. And wrong. I don't think Naruto-san was in Afghanistan. Although, wait, isn't that a reference to Watson? Oh my gosh, he looks so cool. Like, here's the thing, he's fun. He's definitely gonna be fun. Oh, can you not hear it? Hold on. Let me do that then. Yeah, if there's anything off with audio or anything, please let me know. Is that better? Probably turn that down for myself. Oh, is that too loud? Louder? Oh, more loud. More till your ears, but okay, no, I'm not doing that. I'm no longer taking your input. It's better, but oh, that's fair, that's fair. Yeah. Don't put it to the max. I won't! I wouldn't do that to you! It's okay, I will not, give in to the intrusive thoughts. Unlimited power. Ooh. Also, fun little thing. I did add a little, ad emote thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's why I'm waiting here, because this is such a story-driven game that I don't want to necessarily move on. What's this gacha? I added that just for funnies. Yes, you have a gacha. It is entirely free to play because I refuse to monetize that. That's ridiculous. It is just you know, as you watch, you earn little points, and then you can just mess with that. I don't know. I have that in like a D20 in there as well. And it's just so that you guys have something fun to do. And also because I know that I think all of chat collectively is addicted to gacha. So, you know, what am I if I'm not an enabler? What are you getting? Enrichment? It literally does nothing, and that's kind of the point. That's why it is free. Entirely pointless. It's like those machines where, you know, you click the little switch and then the little hand comes out and then clicks the switch back, and it does nothing else. Another gacha to lose your 50-50 on. Yeah, also, ranks, I have no idea where that is. It just kind of happened from the thing that I took it from. Oh, I will warn you with the D20, if you roll a crit fail, you mute yourself for like 30 seconds. I think I should make that shorter, but... 19. Don't accidentally duct tape yourself. Make it 60 seconds. No, it was 60 seconds! I made it shorter because I thought that was too long. That felt a little mean. But I think that is the ad break over. So, back to this guy.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. What? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. Oh crap, we're playing 14? Oh no! I thought I escaped, but now I'm going back into Final Fantasy! I say I escaped, there's no escape. I'm never escaping that game. Anyway. It's all 14? Always has been. Oh god, I need to go back to grinding fates. Anyway. And when the baraboned? When the baraboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Hey Trix, guess what? It's all 14. Apparently Herlock Sholmes thinks we're gonna blow up the Crystal Tower. Beribboned! Oh my god, it says beribboned! I have never seen it that way! Listen, I feel like you can put a hyphen there. You know, separate the B and the ribbon. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm just gonna move past that. Very boned. Listen. I'm boned. Anyway. Hey June, how's it going? Can I make him my detective partner? He's so wrong! Do you really want him as your detective partner? He's just confidently saying all of the wrong things. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. So, am I here to assume that Wilson was absolutely this guy's impulse control? He's the amazing Sherlock? No, who's Sherlock? This is Herlock. What are you talking about? I've never heard of this Sherlock Holmes. This is Herlock Sholmes. Who lock? His lock. Their lock. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Hemlock Shoals? Certainly I am. Oh. Yeah? Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill. Don't tell me she believes him. Don't tell me she believes him. Oh my god, girl!
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
What?
And you're plotting a revolution too! It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
No, listen, there's no way Hi-ya! Yeah, I'm so Russian with my very Japanese features.
Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous. I miss Kazuma. He had the brain cell when he died.
How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came to your head. Ah, but was I not right? No! Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yeah, maybe. Huh? There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, anytime you're in a foreign country and have a little bit of issue, whether it be like maybe booking the wrong hotel or something, you're actually a Russian assassin, leaving 16 bodies in your wake, going to Great Britain to start a revolution and bomb the Crystal Tower. Definitely, every single time that happens is exactly... I'm internally sighing so hard right now. Wilson was absolutely this guy's impulse control, and absolutely cut this crap out very early on, but Wilson is also dead, and so we are also in a predicament. Well, oh well. Accidentally, oh no. He looks cool. You're right, he does look cool, and he has cool goggles, but that doesn't make him more right. If I go overseas and lose a hotel room, I'm leaving more than 16 bodies in my wake. Well, shoot, that's an admission of guilt. We found the killer, it's not us! Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Yeah, it's the opposite of deduction. It's induction. Fun fact, all of the Sherlock Holmes, like, solving mystery stuff is induction. Anyway, I'm actually aside. Deduction is taking in information from outside, by the way, not using the information that's given to you on the inside. Conduction, that's a thing with electrical currents, and I don't think we have that. We have gas lamps here, so no conduction. Indeed, and observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. Well, my method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. Uh-huh. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. What of his conduction? I don't think that the duck did it. There wasn't a duck in the room, but the duck could fit through the vent from earlier, which means that it is possible. It is not entirely 0% that the duck could have done it. Maybe the duck was the Russian assassin who left 16 bodies in its wake. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women of the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. I laugh every time I see his name. It's Sherlock Holmes. No way, Sherlock Holmes.
So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes.
The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
Gonna die and stupid? Yeah, that's exactly what happened to Kazuma. What planet have I been living on then? He does have a really good theme, though.
We must ask him what he's deduced.
Oh, well, he's already given it to us, whether we like it or not.
He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Sure? Luck, I can't even make that joke. It's not his name. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? We have Sherlock Holmes at home. Oh? Can I? Ah, the great detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Show me. He'll show us the way. Anyway. Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German. Sherlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes.
You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
I want the waiter again. Harlock, his brain cells go to die. It dies in his proximity. Oh, well. Maybe that's why we're still talking to him and trying to get deductions from him. Dr. Juan Johnson? Actually, it was a John Wilson. He's dead. So, yeah, the brain cell is dead now on both of our parts. I guess that means we have to work together now.
Oh, yes, Branched Magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain.
Wait, is Sherlock Holmes actually a thing in this world, but is also still just the short stories and this guy's just kind of faking it? That would be really funny.
I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially.
Yes, here it is. The Adventures of... Okay, it's still Sherlock Holmes. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then?
Indeed I am.
And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. It's killed. Oh god, you're right, though.
Make no mistake,
I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Oh, who's gonna break the news to him? Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Ah, yes, our primary subject is Mame's Joriarty. Jort. He just wears jorts. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Sir, your assistant is dead, and so is my friend. And between the two of them, they have taken all of the brain cells in this game with them.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. A science?
Really? Jorts are a crime to humanity. He must be stopped. And that's why Mame's Jorts and Artie. That's just the name of the gene brand.
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject.
A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Sir, lie detecting via reading body language is unreliable at best, unless you are very familiar with the person that you are talking to. Signs of nervousness could just be you freaking them out. Sherlock Holmes is a real thing. He fights Arsène Lupin? No. I haven't read the books, but like, no. It can't be. I'm looking that up later. Lie detectors are already unreliable. No, literally. Hello. I'm being framed for murder again. Also, our bestie is dead, and that's very distressing.
Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data.
Which, kinda. I mean, but I don't think that DNA is like a thing yet in this time period, right? Hound of the Back. Sherlock and Wilson are from. Wait. Well, I thought it was Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, and that's why the woman who killed Wilson was Giselle Brett, because it was the Brett gun that shot Watson in the actual Sherlock Holmes story. It wouldn't make sense if it's a different reference. Right.
And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can you look me in the eye and claim that? Oh, right, another thing you missed. This guy just claimed that, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a Japanese student from Japan, is a Russian assassin who has left 16 bodies in his wake, going to Great Britain to blow up the Crystal Tower. Huh. That's really cool, then. I can't believe that this joke was already made.
So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction. And fame!
Yeah, there we go.
That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Sholmes!
Oh yeah, I can't pronounce terms. It's like I can't. An attempt was made. Am I not allowed to call him out for being very incorrect, or tell him that his biographer is dead? He's actually, if we tell him that the biographer is dead, he's just gonna say that we did it, which we have demonstrably proved is not the case. Hair. Oh, hair. That's why he said the hair thing earlier. That makes sense, actually. Hair. Okay. Lucen, Arpin, and Ishimon Goenkawa. Oh, it's so great. Assassins are sneaky. You'd never expect a Japanese student to be a Russian assassin. Coincidence? I think yes. Yes, it is. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right! It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes.
Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Sholmes was on board.
Wow. I'm glad that every inspector in this game so far has done a crime. Oh, thank you, Anonymous Gifter, for gifting us up to Kono Dioda. Oh, man.
And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Two facts, alright. Got a lot to get from this guy. Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning?
Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yes, I understand, but what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? Well, I assumed the message, yeah?
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor.
Wardrobe. Oh! Wait a second. Wait a second, I just noticed something. There's red. There's red underneath that purple. Someone covered up the original message. Wait. Shoot, what is the original message here? Because, like, if you look at the P, especially, like, at the bottom part of that, like, curve, there's a little bit of a red outline. Huh. We'll see, we'll see. We'll see if that's just, me, you know, if it's another... Oh, it definitely was the glass situation again from last time.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue failing their head. For this young man, Rush... He's not Russian! He's not Russian at all!
Kazuma was Russian, was he?
Initially, I considered Godorov might be maybe the name of the killer. A certain Robert God, perhaps. But in the interests of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Oh, right, we were also supposed to start a revolution. I forgot about that bit. Why is it that I'm Russian too? He's not even smoking anything.
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong.
I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details.
Guess we're all Russian. Yeah, I guess we're all Russian. Oh. Man. This
was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Everyone just slowed down from time to time instead of always Russian. Well, you see, Herlock Sholmes is making me rush because he's accusing me so thoroughly of things so wrong. I gotta rush into this to make sure that I don't get framed for, more than just murder. I don't think Kazuma's alive. I really don't think so. It's very sad.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that.
Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? I don't know Russian.
Certainly, if it interests you.
How many times I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian? Well, that leads into this, I think. Can we talk about your deduction before the things you concluded about me, I mean?
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part.
Ah, yes, the more sordid
details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary Villain? Is his name Villain?
Villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered.
Villain. It's Villain, let's be real. That's the pun. Since when was Kazuma Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary.
That actually is deduction, which is really funny. Because it's outside information that he applied to this case. That's actually genuinely deduction. Fair enough.
One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity wasn't discovered. Yes, you.
It's probably villain, but I'm gonna say villain anyway.
Villain Bolshevik.
No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face.
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well.
They're the same pic.
No, they're not!
Oh, please.
And, I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, that's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article.
Wait, he interviewed the Russian spy convicted of, okay.
The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Oh, so that's a reference to Watson, because that's where he was. Where even is it, anyway? This Afghanistan place. Oh yeah, you wouldn't know!
Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thank you.
I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby.
Watson was a British army dachshund to Afghanistan. That is correct, where he was shot by a bullet, which, has to do with Giselle Brett. I don't remember what the name of the thing was, but I know that she's a reference to that. But yeah. And, that's when he decided to, room with Sherlock Holmes. And the rest is history. Or, herstory. Heh. Herlock. Anyway.
And you may find the article on the back page of Interest as well.
On the back?
Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
Interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it— Wait, so you know that I'm gonna have trouble reading Russian, but I'm not Russian? But I am apparently Russian to you? How does that work? But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Okay, I'll take a look. Well, first of all,
I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian.
No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says.
The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary.
Yeah, now I'm thinking he's messing with them.
It reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
Yes, you told us that before.
It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale.
Except for the cameraman, because as we all know, the cameraman never dies. Murder in the Orient Express? I mean, maybe.
Oh my goodness, he is fearsome.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he?
The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes.
Okay, let me... Huh. Who is this? Why is this of import? This is interesting.
Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. Can't make any sense of it.
Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this, Mr. Sholmes.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the
I can't speak. No, Novovic? No, sure.
ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova.
Everything is from Shanghai, apparently. Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Sato's-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
The tiara is the property of the Novovic Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
$200. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I guess in current conversion, yeah, if we account for, like, inflation.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
Are we all secretly Russian? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo.
Dang. Well, I think that's it for this. Alright. What were you investigating? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma-san's desk. Wow, I just instinctually added that. Okay, Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim.
Yeah, the very Russian victim with the Japanese name.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim.
Yeah? Man, don't play his theme.
We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text.
London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people, he says, looking at Susato.
Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You mean you've read it already?
It is my business to know what other people do not.
Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. No, he's not. She's very enamored with this guy. She's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do it. Susato-san, aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair.
Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author was cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details.
Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. Yeah, kanji will do that to you. He needs to Nihongo away. So, what was all that showing off about before then? I mean, he apparently can read Russian though, so that's helpful. He's very Nihongo jozu. Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm much obliged, my dear madame.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Someone brought a snake? A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring. Yep. To the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. The snake vented. It was the snake. Yeah, the adjoining cabin. Okay, throwing out a theory at the wall, I feel like maybe that Russian assassin is on this ship and maybe he kills people with a snake. I don't know. Who else would keep a very venomous snake around here? A very, I don't know, a reptile enthusiast.
So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least.
If I'm actually right about that, that's gonna be really funny. Because this is so early on with like no information.
Do you have somewhere to go?
Did we consider if it was... Kazuma would not! He never would! This is our bestie! We had plans together! We were gonna go to England together! So, let's see. And also, I think it's because the dying message and stuff makes it, you know, not seem like a suicide. Anyway. Herlock Sholmsikov.
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation.
So yes, I intend to investigate.
Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Wait, was he there with Wilson? Because the speckled band thing, like, was written from the perspective of Wilson, so... Like, I'm trying to figure out if this guy is actually an idiot or if he's just playing it up. Because, like, he might be hiding information. He might not be an idiot. But boy, is it convincing. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No. There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Bitch! What do you mean? Okay, he has to be faking. He can't be this aggravating without doing it on purpose, right? He has to. So another murder is going to happen in the next 5 minutes. Ugh. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Timmy, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Did I show them my badge? No, stop! Why are you all telling me to Christian! No, I haven't shown my badge. I need all the... You know what? If Sholmes wants to see something from me, I'll show him my badge. It's Phoenix Wright tradition. We're all saying this separately. Oh my god. If he asks to see something from me, I'll show it to Sholmes. That'll be the one person I show it to. Otherwise, in case one, I had one penalty left. So I don't think I can get it. I really, really shouldn't do that.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Villainous knees, definitely. I have villainous knees. They crack every time I bend down. Do we have Shadowed on? Yes, we do. It should, anyway. Probably. I don't know if it's something that everyone can use, though. I can do it. Haha. Yeah, okay. I can do it. But on the other hand, Christian streams on YouTube, so that shoutout doesn't really work for this one. But yeah, now you know. Anyway, Sholmes is out here gaslighting us. Haha. Well, anyway, how's that and this is now? Or this is this? Whatever. I missed it. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
Okay, this guy is a theater kid. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Yeah, because his name is backwards.
Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for?
What?
We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well.
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can— Hey-ya! Did she snap the chains? Oh, no, she snapped us. Great, cool, awesome. We have been dispatched. Guess we can't solve any mysteries anymore.
After Kazuma-sama has spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. Girl, she's flipped us 3 times now. We're in Australia, you can tell because everything's upside down. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. Oh shoot, another person is here now. Is that?
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
No, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. That'd be weird. You shouldn't have seen any of the crew.
Oh, yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Wait, it's the inspector! It's the inspector! Oh my gosh!
I didn't think I'd see him again! Yo, let's go!
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, take care. If I can present it to Herlock, I will do it. Yes? What can I do for you? It's him! Is he gonna cough again? I recognize that face, but it can't be. Yeah, it's him! Very distinctive cough.
It is.
Oh. Yeah, is anyone gonna help him with the whole, I don't know, tuberculosis or whatever?
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
No, don't wipe it with the white shirt! Uh-oh, that's gonna be a messed up sleeve. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Oh. Hi, I'm being framed for murder again!
Nearly stopped, I hope.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board the ship. Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
Use a red claw. Oh yeah, he could have just used the red on the— oh man. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board, but perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. I can't wait for him to be like, wait, you've been framed for another murder? So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew?
He can't tell us, right? He shouldn't be allowed to tell us. I'm so sorry. Oh, right! She already rearranged the books! The crime scene! It can't be preserved! Oh no! This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. Wait, what? What's your fault? For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. No! Oh! It was Minister of Justice Yugoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. So this was a risk. This was an actual thing that could have happened. Uh-oh. Assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said that we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated?
Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
I see.
And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Oh, well, speaking of, we're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not!
They'd really like to investigate the cabin next door.
Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door... Oh, do we die? That stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Oh, shoot, we would! Uh-oh! I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive.
What do you mean?
If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how.
There may be a way.
What? Really?
Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
Evidence?
It's just the same as when you are in court. You must have done it many times during your trial.
Okay, this isn't Herlock, but fine.
Simply
Yeah, fine.
choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use.
So, evidence that'll give us a reason. Cool! Alright, yes, I think I might know what we can use. Fine, I'll do the thing! Wait, can I not present anything? Wait, how do I present? Do I have to do it here? Now can I present? No, I can't present. Why am I not allowed to present? Also, I'm gonna quickly take a bathroom break. I will be right back. Hydration, you know? I'll even play this and then it'll hopefully not pop up in the future. Hello! Dang it, I was hoping that if I played an ad now, it wouldn't play at the 2 hour mark. Well, it's gonna happen and I'm out of snoozes in 5 minutes. Oh well. Learning moment. Where do I present? That is presently what I am trying to figure out. Okay. Looking to see when it pops up. Yes. Alright. Oh, wait! There was a thing and there was an option. I have to back out. Okay. Wait. I know where to do this now. Back. There we go. Present. Fine, I'll do the thing. That's not what I meant. There. Does this appease you heathens now? Inspector, can I show you this? What the? Is that a fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge? I'm not sure if it's really fabled exactly, but... So, you're a genuine student then? Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular schooling. Or something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? Can I have my badge back, please? Oh man, okay. Anyway, I believe that we are presenting this one because it tells of the vent. What's that? Herlock, you're not Russian? I think he knows that we're not, because he knew we would have trouble reading the Russian newspaper. You know? I think he's just messing with us and trying to get on our nerves, which is working, actually. But also it's like entertainingly working, so. It's Kazuma's diary.
Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary.
Strange? In what way?
He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill."
A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it?
You're very astute, Inspector.
That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right, so if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. But if the scene of the crime extends to that side... Oh, okay, never mind. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
Really? You're willing to do that?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. Where we are in the moment? We left the port of Shanghai, and we are en route to Great Britain, but I don't know what the port, situation is between there and Britain. There's probably more ports in between. Because, what was it? The actual trip is supposed to take, 3 months or something? Or 4 months? So there's probably some other stop. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asaki-san safe. This is the least I can do. Oh, where is it going to take place? It would not be in Britain. Extraterritorial waters, I guess. Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last.
Will the other guy let us go? Cause there's another guy here. Will he let us leave? I guess he does. I guess he no longer wants to snap my neck. Well, that's nice. I like having my neck unsnapped. Oh, I should have checked with him again. Oops. Phew, finally out of that cabin. Have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation. What is that in the corner? Is that a mousetrap?
Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. He looks enormous, even if he is sitting down.
The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs. Ship protocols.
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
Well, yeah, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
Please don't give me that pitying look. Can I look around? Okay, I saw a mouse trap. What is up with that? Hello?
Ah, a trap for catching mice.
Maybe because there's a snake on board. Okay, anyway. Yeah, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Sugar? Oh, shoot. Alas, I could not stop the ads. Snakes on a train? Is it better or worse than snakes on a plane? Cheese? It looks like chalk, so I don't think it's cheese, right? Maybe sugar of some kind? I know that, like, peanut butter works really well for mice traps or something. But I don't think they're using peanut butter. Oh, sorry. I looked away from the screen and then I looked back and it said cheese. White chalk? What kind of cheese are you using? Parmesan?
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Cheese. I wonder what that tastes like. Like, cheese?
You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers.
Really? But... I suppose you're right. Oh, wait.
The ad is shorter.
Okay, I will give it the 2 minutes, but it is shorter. Normally it's 3, and now it's 2. Interesting, interesting. I'm learning how to mess with Twitch. Well, how Twitch messes with me. Cheese doesn't exist in Japan. I think that cheese was a Western thing, yeah? Like it was brought to Asia in general? I'm not quite sure on that one though. But I man, gotta love my water bottle. But I don't think that cheese was a thing initially. I guess it makes sense for them to not know this right now. Unfortunate. Cheese is really good. Limited international contact at this point. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of it. Like, a lot of this story so far has been kind of a, we don't really know what's going on the outside, so we're trying our best to learn what's happening. Look into the history of cheese. Do it. Do it. You know in your heart that you want to. Look up the random histories of random things. Give in. Top 10,000 cheese. I do not have the gumption for that one. Wait, is that like a cheese documentary? Well, regardless, I think I can move on now. So, we go.
You weren't actually going to try it, were you?
All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe.
Or you. I'll find a little snack for you later.
Dang, Kazuma wasn't even giving him like extra portions or anything. First class cabin number 1. Yeah, that's our cabin. The cheese vaults? Do I dare ask about the cheese vaults?
Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's.
Why is every single character in this game kind of stupid? Because the 2 characters with brain cells are dead. Sorry?
Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin.
You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home.
These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way.
500? How many cabins are there? There's a bell. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? What? I'm just gonna move right on past that one. Not gonna address that comment.
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh! An alarm.
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this I have to say.
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it.
But this is an emergency situation! Just look at these handcuffs!
You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
I wish everything would just stop, this ship included.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
Okay. Well, that's a terrifying notion. This looks like a plan of the SS Burya. Burya? It shows each deck. Look.
Burya is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering.
Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? You've seen a ship before, right?
Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
It is? Are we gonna talk about buoyancy? Oh, we're not talking about buoyancy.
Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan?
Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Is he gonna break it to her? Well, I suppose so. So, like, we can acknowledge that that is incredibly incorrect. The answer is buoyancy. It's the shape and the size and a lot of other factors, but anyway. Oh boy. Yeah, wow. I thought that she had brain cells, but no, they're gone. They are well and truly gone. That's a huge book on top of the table there, and there's a pen next to it.
Yes, that looks like the ship's log.
Shall we have a little look through it? I guess this guy's just letting us do this.
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. Thought he might appreciate the compliment. You threw an insult at him before turning it into a kind of compliment. I don't know.
I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san. Even to a sailor.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably, that means there was nothing to report. I mean, can we talk to you? Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it?
All right, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you?
You little... Okay, so we throw him overboard. You little third-class lady's maid.
Oh.
We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. Yeah, but like, if you're not gonna address us properly, I'm not gonna address you properly. So now we have racism, sexism, and now classism, mixed with a little bit of sexism too. Wow, look at that! I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff. Biff? Buff? Is it supposed to be buff? Beef? Beef. Beef. Beef Stroganoff. Oh, like the food. Okay, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are in finest part of Burya's steamship for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings, and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean. But Stroganov is not animal. Thank you?
If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asoki's currently occupied?
Yeah? Duh? Why did this one have the actual... Why is this one not an English D like earlier? Sato-san, did you understand that?
It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no.
Genius. 5 o'clock nap becoming 9 o'clock, or 5 hour nap becoming 9 hours? Is that a nap at that point? Still though, good morning. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least.
Yes, it's tantalizing.
Alright. Oh. 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Ah. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's? Grimesby? His name is Mr. Grimesby Roylet. Grimesby... What's the pun here? Is it crime? No. He's a very important Western gentleman. Roylet. Roylet. Grimes by Roylet? I'll figure out the pun eventually. A Western gentleman. Do not think about it, he has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylet is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in Ah! So the racism is back! Would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. Okay, alright. This guy's got all of the isms. Let's go. The sexism, the racism, the classism. Got a full frickin' house. That was harsh.
Could you tell us when Mr. Roylet came aboard?
That is not your business. If I were to guess, it'd be Shanghai. Grimesby Roylet is literally just a character from a Sherlock Holmes story. Oh, it has been a while since I've read them. I should reread Sherlock Holmes, like just in general. At some point. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there.
Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right?
That is not your business. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Adventure of the Speckled Band? Oh, wait, the Speckled Band was mentioned! Oh, shoot. Well, glad it all comes together. Duh, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in, or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
No. It is sad about Student Boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Niet? Is that niet? Susato-san, did you understand that?
It was clearly a... no!
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises, or... oh, you're looking around. Or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Sorry! Not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. Okay. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh, okay. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yeah, alright. Bulkhead to second-class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand.
Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely. Okay. Is there anything... well, they wouldn't let us leave.
That's the way to the second-class area of the ship. Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it. Just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me.
I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery, anyway. Okay, so we go to this door. Let us in.
Let us in!
This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. And Herlock Sholmes is in here too. Probably.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Bang, bang. Herlock Sholmes!
No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries.
How annoying.
Ah!
What was that? It came from inside the cabin. I don't know who screamed. Someone screamed.
Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman.
No, I don't know. Stand aside? Oh, what the heck? I thought you were already in there. Where did you come from? This is a narrow hallway, right? Okay. I'm about to break the door down.
Mr. Sholmes!
I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. Why is he posing like a JoJo character? I don't know, maybe he is.
Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? The wall, I guess. What? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. Someone might be dead. He's just a Show JoJo character. Oh! So, like, this guy looks like the newspaper. Kinda. Well, actually, not exactly. No, you don't. Because the newspaper was a lot more lanky, right? Not you. You. Yeah, longer face. This is someone pretending to be that person. Who? Question mark. Who are you? A Western gentleman. This man looks Russian to me. Based on hat alone. We heard a woman scream? A woman? Don't be absurd! I'm assuming that it is... I'm guessing that this is the woman. Because isn't this person is on the run, right? So I think it's this person. She's has to be hiding, so I don't know. That's what I think. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. That's what we call an actual deduction and not induction. Anyway, true, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But why would she scream? But in that case, who just screamed? Why do you have scissors, my guy? Get out, all of you! No! Why are all the books the same? Oh, hey, it fell over too. Huh, it fell over in the exact same way, actually. Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimesby Roylott, I believe. Yes, that's me, and you are? I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt? No. I am a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. Man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? Well, don't be stupid! How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Haha, what?
Oh my! Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, you know what? I agree with him in this case. That thing just moved. Yeah, the case just shook. Leave, now! Otherwise I'll call the steward! So, this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimesby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. Multiple things.
I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns.
Oh, we are risking the whole, like, oh, you're gonna call someone? Cool, they're not gonna be here for a bit, so we're gonna just investigate anyways. Why are you... Why is he here? Why is he sitting in the wardrobe? Like a defunct android! What is he doing? You know what? I'm gonna look at the trunk first. Oh, I'm not gonna look at the trunk first. What do you think you're doing? This is my cabin, get out!
Could we just have a quick look inside your traveling case, perhaps?
No.
Aw, what a pity. I think we're out of luck.
I think you're right.
There doesn't appear to be anything more we can do.
I agree, but there may be, someone else who can help. Perhaps that great detective could get somewhere with Mr. Roylett. Wow, the game is really like, talk to the guy in the wardrobe. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes?
You need only address me as Sholmes.
That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there?
Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed, I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service. Oh! And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken?
Well, no, actually, you're spot on. For once.
Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylett, is clearly trying to hide something.
Oh, hey, a newspaper.
And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why? The truth, of course. A gun! Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians.
Right. Why did we ask this guy for help?
Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh, yes, please.
Now, is he going to... Here's the thing. Is he going to be actually spot on is the question. Will they continue with the joke that he's an idiot? Okay.
Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you?
What?
From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness?
Is that... I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone.
That's right. And Mr. Sholmes, I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. Shh! I must have complete silence.
What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that?
Pull the beard. Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylett, I have reached 2 incontrovertible conclusions. Incontrovertible?
What do you mean?
Number 1, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? And number 2, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime.
Oh, they kind of look purple.
Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not?
Grr.
Oh, Naruto-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes.
That was a great deduction? Actually, that felt like cold reading. You know? Like, just saying things and then that are vague and then kind of veer towards how they react. It's like a fortune-telling thing.
Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
Oh, and he's weaponizing the reputation that he has too. I really don't think he's actually that dumb. I'm not sure though, and that's bothering me. What ineffable twaddle? Twaddle? I've never heard twaddle.
Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true.
I can hardly believe it, but all the color is drained from Mr. Roylet's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. How could you?
How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say?
Very well then.
I shall elucidate.
Oh yeah, he was definitely fucking with us. Because like, this is like vague so that you can kind of like sort of pick out some information to, you know, make further conclusions with. With us, it was so entirely specific for no reason.
I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions.
Did we do it? No, we didn't.
So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together.
Oh! Hello? The game is afoot! Topic 1. Old man's identity. Huh? So the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylet, obviously what catches the eye in the first place. Oh. Who gave him the light switch? Is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you spoke. No, I think it's the newspaper. Because there's a newspaper in the other pocket. Now, moving on. Huh. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylet? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular the fascinating front page article. Which it would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylet. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. No, I think it's the other article. I think this is actually her trying to pass herself off as the other well-known figure on the other side of the article.
In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Villain, Villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
God, what a theater kid.
As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard.
It's actually Santa Claus.
Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, Villain Bolshevik.
Do you accuse everyone of being this guy? You've already accused us of being this guy.
Not that I've heard your view myself, you understand.
A revolutionary on the run, yeah? I like his PowerPoint transitions.
Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylett. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crimes is before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case.
I'm glad that, he's wrong on every count so far.
It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case?
Like, that has to do with this? I really,
Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless
I can't speak French. Betrays you.
Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. But there is another most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeting revolutionary to the back page, renowned prima ballerina of the Novovik Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma, Elemensky.
I'm not sure on that one. Susato-san, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know? But that did seem a little different somehow.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over here a moment? Is Watson in here? He's gone. He was Wilson, the guy, the victim from the first case.
Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about your deductions, would you mind?
Not at all, go on.
No, Otto-san. Well, I mean, he was in here, and he got referenced again at the beginning of this case. But, he gone. He dead. What's up with that picture? Why is it so rendered? Is there something behind? Okay, that's so beside the point. Anyway, well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other.
Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier. And at the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylett does look more like this man than you do.
That's, not the point.
And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina, Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman.
Poisoned and shot by a swan. Oh my god, it was her again. Not just at first glance, it is too small. Clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that. Why is that orange? Even if you pushed really hard.
I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case.
Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe.
A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their bodies.
Vinegar?
For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case.
I mean, if you're trained for it, then you can.
Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes.
Ugh, this whole thing is turning into a circus.
Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little off.
Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mrs. Sato.
It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down.
Except for the one about us.
So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactically switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Switch some key words in his deductions.
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction.
Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. This man is a lot of work.
At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me.
It's not that funny.
Ah, and you, my good fellow.
Sorry.
Take a moment to look at your wrists.
My wrists? What?
Where are your handcuffs?
Huh? How did... I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of He just let us out! Does he have the key or did he just lockpick? How did he do that without us noticing? I don't believe it.
Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel.
Maybe this guy is a thief. And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this.
So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Yeah, at this point it's just, oh, hey, course correction! Hold it, Mr. Sholmes! Oh, cool, so we've turned back time. Let's see. Yeah, the scissors are very... That seems correct. What could you possibly want with such an implement? Well, not the beard, not the beard. Okay, can I do something about that? Great, awesome.
I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylet either.
Which means, I suppose, that the deduction is wrong.
Let's try to switch a key word here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters.
Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylet.
I wonder if it really is his beard that he intended to use those shears on?
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better,
Then what?
then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylet really going to use those enormous shears for? His hat! Wait, can I not go down? Oh, I'm not allowed to. Okay, so my options are the hat, the buttons, and the beard. Am I really not allowed to? Okay, so it's not the newspaper. I'm glad that it took it out. Is it actually the hat? Wait, the button? No, why would it be the buttons? That seemed that doesn't make sense. But the hat makes less sense. Why would it be? I don't.
Yes!
Is it the buttons? Is that correct? I don't know. Is it actually the hat? None makes sense. Yeah, none of this makes sense. For years, you've lived. Yeah, this. I'm absolutely gonna get penalized for this one. For years, you have lived in the icy climate of your homeland, wearing that thick coat for warmth. For so many years, in fact, something terrible has happened. You've forgotten how to undo buttons. Never mind. I'm happy I chose this one. This is funny. Now, in the warmth of this cabin, you find yourself sweltering and desperate to remove your outer layer. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh god, if he's calling me an idiot and he's right, that's oh no. Oh, well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. So it's the hat? It's the hat? Okay. It's just... Wait, am I allowed to... Oh, wait, I can spin. Oh! I could spin this whole time. What? No one noticed this. Guys. Guys. What the? What's this?
It looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks.
No, the color is not the point. The point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Roylet's head? Because that's the real hair. How's it growing out from underneath his thick black hair?
Well, yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful and stunningly surprising.
Something's definitely not right here.
Yes!
Okay, we just... Ah! Oh no! Why are they all like this? You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Yeah, it's the girl. It's, that's what I thought, because, like, the facial structure just didn't match with that first guy. Indeed, you have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. We really did just go back in time, didn't we? Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. I don't know. Maybe this old man has a really good set of locks, you know? You're not a man at all. You're a woman. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair... Okay, hair length is not going to... whatever. One still very much in her youth. Oh no. Oh no! If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. The
question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks?
Once again, the answer is plain. You have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Well, I mean, now it actually is the newspaper, but it's the back side, not the front.
I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity.
Yep, I know what this one is. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that old man was really a young woman in disguise. Did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise, Naruhodo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Well, you couldn't tell by the spinning and the posing and the lights. Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts with Mr. Sholmes.
I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly business, no strictly...
Yes, I understand. Say no more.
Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true, given that Mr. Roylett is actually a woman.
Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now.
Yes.
Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them.
For some reason. Well, I think in this case, this isn't sexism, it's this does not look like the guy in the picture. I don't know, maybe the revolutionary was disguised this whole time. For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. So weird! Alright, I'll do my best.
You!
Yes!
The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's a really fun effect, actually.
That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovic Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name.
Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovic Ballet's prima ballerina.
Miss Nikolina Pavlova.
Oh, don't drop those scissors like that! Oh, it is a good thing that you have that hat on. We almost caused a second murder. It wouldn't be a murder. We almost caused a second thing.
Oh, I like her earring. You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova.
But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. Solved. Alright, well, clearly she's not in the box. Now, as for my second conclusion, he's not gonna say the same thing, right? You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and, well, okay, we saw this. Ah! Box! He can't say that she's in there, right? Oh, okay, so it's not the box. Right. This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly, she can't be inside that traveling case as well.
No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes?
Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. Well, there's alcohol. It's not that. Oh, wait. I might be able to spin. How did we miss this? Guys. Listen. Just because it's behind a chair, you have had opportunity to walk around this room. You would have seen this from some angle at some point. We have one. I'm curious before I present this. Wow, look at this dazzling tiara.
I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruhodo-san, try it on!
What, me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful.
Why does this tiara look familiar? Feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. Whoa!
Yes!
Naruhodo, do it, wear the tiara. The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovik Ballet, is it not?
Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft.
Oh no!
Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you.
I have no one. No family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. All right. I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now. Oh. Come, let us not be hasty. What?
There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova?
I'm saying that so wrong, and I've probably been saying that wrong this entire time.
My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless kudu...
I swear, if he says that she's in the box, never mind.
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the...
Books on the shelf? He's completely changed tack with his deduction now.
I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstance, don't you?
A dessert? Oh, wait. Wasn't there like another person on the ship that had a food-themed, like, name? Beef or something? maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn.
I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase. Wait, a pet. This is the pet. That's what this warning says. It says no pets and no weapons. Okay. Wonder what happens if you break the rules? Oh. Weaponized pet.
Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruhodo-san. You'd probably be left to drift in the freezing cold ocean. Or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end.
So, I've actually been serving time for weeks now, have I? Pavlova's dog? Wait, if she actually has a dog, is it also kind of a reference to Pavlov? That would be really funny, actually. On the other hand, I believe that ads have invaded once again. I feel like time goes so freaking fast while playing this game. I don't think we're getting a trial, though.
Oy.
Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Twitch has not decided to do things. Never mind. Anyway, you have a dog, I think? Or a snake. Yes, the reason why you oh, there it is. The reason you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. You don't want to go to class yet and leave the stream. Oh, man. I mean, I'm probably gonna end soon-ish. I'm just trying to find like a good place to stop, which is not presenting itself, which is fun. But on the other hand, I'm just gonna wait this out again because story. Ooh. And you know what? Taking a moment to sip some water. It's presenting itself as much as the badges. I did it once. And I got called classist for doing it. So, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, hydration's important. Ah, my hair has been let down. Whatever will I do?
Swoosh it around. Also, I think I dropped a bunch of papers. Oh no! A bottle that says hydrate or die? But it could say hydrate or dihydrate, you know? Oh, not even dihydrate, just die. Well, dang. When you're so dehydrated, you can't even finish your sentence. Dihydrated. I'm sure that's exactly what that means. Dihydrogen monoxide. Hydrate or dihydrate bottle? I remember, what was it? I guess it's not a hydrate or dihydrate one, but like, I remember in high school, the class, like, some people in class got our calculus teacher, a little bottle that said calculus tears, because that kind of became a running thing. It was BC Calc. And, people did actually cry. Not because of our teacher, she was amazing and lovely and really did her best to make sure that we would, like, you know, understand things. But it's calculus. So people cried. And she had a bottle that said calculus tears on it. I don't know why I'm gesturing as if I know the bottle. Yeah, fun fact, our unit on probability, the class average, not the class average, the average for the whole grade, every single class, the average was a 50 or a 60, I think. And one person actually got like a 100 or something crazy. There was someone who was crazy smart. So that means that was taken into account, and our average was like 50 or something. 50, 56 or something like that? It was crazy. Probability is scary, you know? Hydrate or vibrate. It's really funny. I took linguistics in my oh shoot, the ads are over, but I'll finish. I took linguistics in my undergrad because I didn't want to take a math class. There we go. It just sealed the deal, and I went and pursued linguistics for a while because it was really interesting. Oh, you liked calc but didn't do homework. That's fair. I'm just not really good with geometry and like spatial awareness, I guess, so Love being the one who completely skews the class average. Oh man. Oh. It's okay, we don't need calculus. We can calculate other things, like crime. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. A gun! That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. Girl, there's no air holes in that thing! It's going to suffocate! As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time. But no weapon or other dangerous item would move of its own accord. A tri-gun! Oh shit, we found the fourth tri-gun! Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case is a knife! Oh my god, they're so... Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. That's probably why she screamed, too. The pet did something. What's the pet? Tell us the answer. Deduction complete. Elementary! The pet's gonna suffocate. Genuinely, open it so that it can breathe. So, clearly, you aren't who you said you were. No. I am not Grimesby Roylet. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Vodka is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Did we just become best friends? Yeah, actually, I think once you do a dramatic... I don't know. Once you put on a two-man show that's all choreographed and everything, yeah, I don't know. Might be best friends. Sholmes helped us notice things. He just noticed the wrong things. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman, and you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. Listen, her choice. So, if it was just you, about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell, why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai.
I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened. I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Oh yeah, he still wanted to kick it. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that, from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right, it is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew. Bees? Your secret is safe with us, I assure you, but in return... Can we see it? You must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night. Is it a snake? Tell us what your pet is. Is it a snake? Is it a venomous speckled snake? Yes, all right. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, wasn't it something? Mr. Sholmes' great deduction? It was, certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Yes? What? Observe your wrists. Oh, are we shackled again? How does he do that? Your hands are cuffed again. What? How? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. When? And why? Because you finished your performance. There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment. Huh, can't it? Really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was. Okay. I think, for right now, I am going to call it here for today. Because I feel like it's not gonna end anytime soon. We got more twists to do, you know? We gotta have, it was someone ate the steak and switched it. Someone switched their cases and now there's a snake in there instead of her dog. I don't know. Oh, if it turns out to be, it can't be. They can't do the same trick twice, right? Oh, I certainly hope not. Well, let me see. Oh, wait, I have an end screen, so I can do that. Haha. Ho ho ho. I can do that now. And I remembered. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back on Wednesday for more of this. But what's in the box? I don't know. I don't think we're gonna know. Or the dog will suffocate? It'll be fine. We can break space-time. That's exactly what happened with the deduction earlier. You know, we were just breaking space and time. Otherwise, how would we have done that? We just redid that whole dance for her like 3 times?
Schrodinger would like to have a word with me. Well, Schrodinger can't catch me, and therefore, yeah, I'm gonna get away with it. Bye.
Oh, that's okay. Oof.
Oh, that reminds me, I have to keep putting up more VODs. Regardless, I can throw you guys to Amelie, who is just started stream actually, half an hour ago, which is barely any time at all, really. So let me start that up. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw you guys at breakneck speed. Alrighty. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I already said that. But it feels more fitting to say it at the very end, you know? We'll be back on Wednesday, already said, and hopefully we finish case 2? I don't know how long these are, but... Oh, did I forget to put up a schedule? Oh my god, I forgot to put up a schedule. I can make that later. I thought I was forgetting something and I absolutely did. Amazing, incredible. I'll put that up later. Okay. Well, better late than never. Take care, you guys. Alright, have a good night, morning, time of day. Bye-bye!